people pleasers. Of course we're gonna. Of course we're gonna. Of course we're gonna. Of course we're gonna fail to develop a personality because we're so busy mirroring back yours. What do I even like? Do I really like cake? Or am I just saying I do so you don't hate me? Haven't expressed a need in like 27 years. I'll even drink a whole milk latte when the barista messes up my order, even though I'm severely lactose intolerant. I'm not okay. Something is about to burst. We're people pleasers. Of course we're gonna let you have the last bit of dessert.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let's talk about something that a lot of us struggle with, but actually don't always admit to it. It is called people pleasing. When you're always saying yes and trying to keep the peace, because that's the main purpose of why you're saying yes and yes and yes. You really cannot tell people no and maintain some boundary and be like, no, I don't want that. No, I can't do that. No, I don't want this. Like, it's just something that a lot of us struggle with. We're gonna be taking out people's rants and people's perspective on this situation. But before we get right into this video, please make sure you click the like button. It helps with the algorithm and I appreciate that so much. Let's get right into this video.
This might get me ate up, this might get a little bit of pushback, but I don't like people pleasers. I don't like them around me. You're the worst type of friend, you're the worst type of partner, you're the worst type of company, period. And that's because you are the worst type of person to yourself. You go against every single boundary, every single character trait. You go against everything about yourself to make other people feel comfortable. If it's a talking shit about me in the next room, you're not finna stand up for me because you don't even stand up for your motherfucking self. You're not gonna defend my name. You don't defend your name, and you don't care about your name. And if you don't care about yourself, then you don't care about me. And with that being said, I only like solid people around me, people who stand on 10 about me and about themselves, and that shows in every single way. It shows 100% when you are a people pleaser. And I don't know if people feel good about that when people compliment them all the time and always trying to say yes, yes. I hate that shit. I need people around me who know more than me, who are not scared to correct me, who are not scared to put me in my place when I'm wrong, because I'm gonna do the same for you. Stop making yourself smaller to make everybody else comfortable. Stop going around losing yourself and other people just because you're too scared to face who you are and to be 100% yourself. I need you to be around people who 100% align with your values so that you can always be yourself 100% of the time. Once you understand that being a people pleaser makes you a fucking terrible person, you'll understand that it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to learn yourself, and it's okay to stand on 10 behind the things that you like. Everybody is not going to like you. I promise you that. And once I learned that and I really took that in, I understood that nothing could stop me from there. People don't like Beyonce. People don't like Nicki Minaj. Like, it's all time. No matter what you do, somebody's not going to like you. It don't matter at the end of the motherfucking day. The people who align with you and the people who are meant to be around you are gonna like you, and those are the people that you surround yourself with. But don't make yourself smaller just because you want this person to like you and this person to like you and this person to like you and this person to like you. Thumbs down. Absolutely not. A friend to all is a friend to none. And to my people pleasers following me, I don't want you to go hate yourself after this and be like, oh my God, what can I do better? The only thing that you can do better is start loving yourself and stop hating yourself. Don't let a video of me saying that I don't like you or this character trait that you have make you not like yourself even more. You are amazing the way that you are. And I want you to go take some time to go figure out who she is and go love her. But stop loving everybody else around you more than you love yourself, because you neglect yourself every single day you do that. I love you. Bye.
People pleasing isn't kindness, it's survival. It's a learned behavior that kept you safe when love felt conditional. It's a trauma response, which is basically just a bunch of patterns and behaviors that you utilize to keep yourself alive. Coping mechanisms that helped you survive. When you didn't get the attention, the love, the connection that you needed at a young age, your little brain felt threatened. You can't survive as a little human without the love, safety, and sense of belonging to those around you. So what does your genius little brain do? You play nice. You read the room, constantly. Mitigate conflict. You become a chameleon, a sponge. You keep quiet to keep the peace in order to maintain connection to those who are most important to you. Problem is, when you're constantly in a state of survival, you never feel safe. And if you never feel safe, you never get the chance to develop a true sense of self. You don't get to know yourself, to connect with yourself. And you perpetuate this fear of abandonment by continuing to abandon yourself. You and your coping mechanisms become an echo of everyone else's needs, opinions, and desires. But here's the truth. Survival isn't the same as living, and it's sure as hell not fulfilling. At some point, you have to decide. Are you going to keep playing small, keep abandoning yourself just to avoid conflict? Or are you ready to create a life that is safe from within? where you get to decide who you are and what matters most. Because real peace, real belonging, comes when you finally stop shape-shifting and start showing up as yourself.
As a retiring people pleaser, I'm noticing all these little things, and the main one is that you're gonna have to reconfigure your speech. I don't know why this popped into my head just now, but I was thinking back to last year when I was working with a student, right? We were playing a game and the prize was $1. So I took $1 out of my bag, I put it on the desk that's in the front. Cool. I turn around, the dollar goes missing. So we start investigating. We figure out, okay, this one student stole the dollar. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna talk to her dad at the end of the day. So I'm talking to dad, he's Jamaican, you know they don't play. And he's like, okay, like, tell her sorry. So she goes, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, for what? It's like, I'm sorry for stealing money from you. I'm like, it's okay. He looks at me like, oh, you soft ass. Like, he looking at me like, you too soft. Like, you know? He said, no, he looked me dead in the eyes. He like, no, it's not okay. And he was right. It's not okay. And just now when I was thinking about it, that's when I realized, like, damn, like, every time somebody be like, I'm sorry, I just immediately, it's okay. Like, I don't think nothing. That's like, my brain is just programmed. Once I hear, I'm sorry, it's okay. Another one is too, is that okay with you? Yeah, that's fine. Literally, like, it just, yeah, fine. And I think the way that I'm working through this is kind of like, take a moment, pause. Like, when you hear things that you're familiar to just people pleasing right after, take a second, pause, think about what you really want to say, and say what I really want to say and not what I think the person wants to hear. Especially because if I do that, I'm just servicing myself and them.
Okay, a lot of recovering people pleasers get stuck in this victimhood stage, okay? It's right after the angry stage where you feel like, oh, I'm so mad at everybody who took advantage of me when I was a people pleaser. I'm so mad at people who created this habit in me and traumatized me as a child, my caregivers, you start pointing the finger and feeling like the victim. And I feel like a lot of people can get stuck in that victimhood because sometimes it feels good to be a victim. You feel so selfless, like, oh my God, I sacrificed my needs for you. I didn't tell you what I wanted and what was okay with me, and I did it for you. No, you did it for you. You did it for yourself, okay? You're actually manipulating people when you are a people pleaser. It's not the selfless act you think it is. And I know it's confusing because you're also a good person. A lot of people pleasers are good people. A lot of people pleasers don't have the intention to manipulate. They just want to protect themselves. They just want to make sure they get love and acceptance. So they go out their way to curate a version of themselves to people, or they neglect their wants and needs and they lie about what's okay with them, and they think they're doing that out of a selfless act. But really the reason you're doing that is because you want something. You want acceptance and love, and you will do anything to get it. So instead of coming into the social situation with authenticity and hoping that, okay, I get the love and acceptance, and if I don't, then oh well, I hope they like me, and if they don't, then oh well. Instead of coming into there with like that, you're like, I'm gonna get it by any means, and I'm gonna lie, and I'm gonna pretend, and I'm gonna create a version of myself that I know you'll like. That's manipulation, okay? And so when you can see it in that light as well, and you don't glorify being the victim, which you are a victim in a certain stance. Like, I promise you, I see you, and I understand that, you know, you didn't just choose to be a people pleaser because you're trying to manipulate everybody. You were traumatized, and you have created this protection for yourself. But now you have to break down the lens you see this protection. It is an illusion. You are not protecting yourself. Number one, you are not protecting others. You are not being selfless. All the things that you thought you were doing with people pleasing, you have to understand that you're not doing those things. Okay, so when you can realize that I'm not actually being the selfless person, I'm actually being very selfish, I feel like then you will have a lot of motivation to change it. You have a lot of motivation to be deliberate and intentional with your change, with your growth. Okay, look at the shadow aspects of people pleasing to really, really motivate you to step into authenticity. Because if you get stuck in the victimhood, in the poor me, I sacrifice myself, my needs for you, I'm such a good person, I'm such a poor person, you know what I mean? If you get stuck in that energy, you'll get stuck in people pleasing. You'll get stuck with giving your power away. Take your power by understanding that you don't need to manipulate any situation and anybody. All you have to do is be yourself and be okay with whatever comes with that. That's powerful, and that's what you really want.
I've always found it weird when I actually hang out with people like for the first time or just meet some new people, and it's like you have that type of personality where you're agreeing with everything I'm saying, and it's like you can't tell me no. Like, you can't say, okay, no, you're not gonna do some certain things, or you're not interested in that. You don't have like different opinion, at least to some certain extent. I know like people can be the same, but I actually find that very fake and unreal. I love when people actually their self. Like, to me, you tell me what you like and what you don't like. To me, I feel like I'm more at ease with you, unlike somebody who's actually trying their best, like they're trying to be extra and so, oh yeah, literally everything you love is what I love. Oh my god, everything. Like, it's just weird. It's okay to say no. Let people be disappointed. It's not your job to actually be carrying people's emotion around. Like, oh my god, like, are you now the emotion god? You want to be holding and carrying and caring so deeply about other people's emotion. It's okay to disappoint people. People will disappoint you. Honestly, that's the reality of life. People will disappoint you, and you're gonna disappoint people. Let that happen.
I'm just gonna say this once. You need to be really sure that you're pleasing people before you call yourself a people pleaser. Because a lot of you just not pleasing enough to be considered people pleasers. I think you're overestimating the amount of people you're pleasing. And I do not say this to be a bitch or dunk on you or be mean. I genuinely say this in an attempt to save you from a potentially very awkward and embarrassing situation in which you call yourself a people pleaser and no one agrees. I've seen this kind of event unfold, and let me tell you, it is a rough social interaction. Like, back when I worked retail, there was this one time where my coworker called herself a personality hire, and I'm not exaggerating, the entire break room went dead quiet. No one said a word. It was just a lot of coworkers exchanging the classic coworker glance, a lot of that. And by the time I got my wits together, like 8 seconds in, and made a joke to break the tension, the damage had already been done. She quit the next week.
I thought that I had already unlearned like the majority of my people-pleasing behaviors, but there's one I didn't know about, and now that I recognize it, I realize that it has been genuinely controlling my life. It's when you reduce yourself so that you can preemptively not trigger another person's insecurities. This looks like not looking like my best so that I don't trigger jealousy in another person, or like stopping myself from succeeding so that I don't trigger another person's like insecurity of their own success. I'm doing this subconsciously because I'm trying to avoid that person developing some weird animosity towards me. I've been more worried about other people's reactions to me shining, even more so than my own ability to shine and my own potential. And in doing this, I am making the assumption that these people lack coping skills, or they lack maturity, or they lack self-confidence, assuming that they won't be able to handle it. Like, that sounds like me being overly self-confident. What it's made me do is emotional labor to ensure the assumed emotional safety of others. And that's me people pleasing. And in doing so, putting down all of my potential, like physically, like success-wise, career-wise, intellectually, like that's insane. Like, I'm done with this shit right here and now. My mood ring necklace is changing colors. I don't know what that color means, but it means I'm fed the fuck up. The more that I think about it, the more things that I realize about myself. Like, for instance, I have purposefully not worn makeup, like eye makeup. I have super long eyelashes, and I think I slay too hard sometimes, which is like, but I've purposefully not worn makeup to places where I feel like it would make other people feel a certain type of way, whether that's jealousy or distracted or uncomfortable or whatever. Even though, like, I really like how I look when I'm wearing eye makeup, and like, I eat so hard and I feel so good about myself. Oh, it just feels sometimes like you're entering into a room that is smaller than you. And it makes me feel like in order for me to like fit into that room, like even temporarily, I need to become smaller. And I think that that's just like human survival thing probably, but I don't. Other people can handle my sleigh. And it's not that deep, I don't think. It's probably only deep to me. Y'all comment how this has affected you. Even though I'm scared, I want to read so that I can potentially learn more about myself.
People pleasing actually looks nice on the surface because you're agreeing to people, you're doing this, you're doing that. But at the end of the day, it's actually something that is hurtful, like when you go indoor and actually think about the situation. I low-key feel like my own people pleasing, it's not like that deep, because listening to other people's people pleasing, I've literally heard them like talk about how they make sacrifices, they keep accepting people, like whatever people say they like, they're like, oh, I love it too, I want to go to where you're going. But one thing about me is I think mine is just like very little situation, so I wouldn't even call it like deep people pleasing. It's basically I don't actually, when somebody say, oh, they have interest in certain things, oh my god, like I love this, I like that, even if I like you, I'm not going to be trying too deeply to actually try to get you to like me, because if you don't like me, then it's best for me to know and you just, go your own way. I'm not going to force myself to, be invisible just so you can exist, you understand? So I just don't have that. Mine maybe might be just a lot of like saying, yeah, I'll purchase this, but if I'm broke, I'm literally gonna say no, I'm not gonna buy that, even if you try to get me to buy it. But in situations where some people might actually be trying to, tell people that they like the same thing that they like, oh my god, your hobbies, I like it. When someone calls, like when I meet somebody for the first time and you're like talking to me about some certain things and you go into topics that interest you, if I don't like it, I'm gonna tell you, no, I don't like that, like don't bother me. I genuinely do feel sorry for people who are like this, who are deeply like that, because some people just have some maybe trauma, they just want to be loved. Some people just have that feeling of, oh, they just want people to love them, so they'll do anything to be loved. But honestly, there's nothing that is as sweet and as great as you being your authentic self and being able to like just show up and stay and stand still on things that you like and things that you don't like and dislike, creating boundaries. When you can't do some things for people, don't go out of your way to do it when you don't feel like doing it. And just creating a balance of some sort. I know sometimes we make sacrifices for people, but still creating some certain level of balance in life is absolutely good and perfect. Okay, don't be doing too much of everything. The time where I found the most best freedom of my life was when I stopped caring too deeply about what people think about me. It gets tiring, and at the end of the day, the time where you get the most happiness of your life is just being your true self. Like people keep saying that, but honestly, it needs to be said more and more. When you're your true self and authentic to your own self, to people that are around you, it is the best feeling. You will get the most freedom that you can have in your life, and you have so much happiness and abundance of peace within your heart. You're not trying to squeeze yourself to fit in a place that actually do not belong to you. You're not trying to force yourself to be around people that are not for you and you are not for them. That's for this video. Let me know if you actually struggle, if you're someone who struggled with this and what you're doing to break out of it, or if you plan on breaking out of this and how much it has made you struggle in life. You also let me know what you think about this video in the comment section down below. Make sure you click the like button, it helps with the algorithm and I appreciate that so much. And subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you're watching me for the very first time. I will see you on the next one. Bye.